The Alan Cox Show.
But not so much camel toe.
On 100.7
007. A texter referred to us as resplendent. Boy,
Ooh,
that
I didn't know
is
that word.
complimentary. Oh, my good. 800-348-1007. You can send a text if you like. That is 35192. AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch there live. It is a formal Friday, so we're all gussied up. And anywhere on the iHeartRadio app, you can listen. If you're outside of Ohio and you do that, tell me where you are. I heard from Crazy Trucker Carl again, who is outside Jetersville, Virginia. It's about an hour away from where I was born. So be safe out there, Carl. Toby is a new listener in Stuart, Florida. That's on the east coast of Florida. Dustin's in Columbia, South Carolina. Kyle is in Kansas City on the Missouri side. And Jeff is in Stone Ridge, Virginia. So there you go. Got a letter from whom? Who is this? It's from Alana. Alana's taking my dog, Wade Wilson, nice, to the vet for his follow-up. And he's normally a very well-behaved boy, but he had been diagnosed with IBD. Was that a bowel thing, probably?
Irritable bowel disorder?
Irritable bowel. And I was listening to the show, and just as Mary was describing how she blew chunks from Dairy Queen from her lactose intolerance, my dog blew chunks all over the back seat. Oh, isn't that adorable? You know, that vomit clip you play, that's exactly what it sounded like when he threw up. Timing is unbelievable. No, not...
I thought it was going to be Bill's. That's
no,
why
not
I took my
Bill's.
head so...
Bill's isn't long enough. There's not, because it's my fault I started laughing when he honked in the giant garbage can.
I'm pretty entertaining.
So she said the timing was funny. Unfortunately, the cleanup will not be. So, in case you were wondering, they're doing curbside vet service at Metro Vet in Fair Lawn. So, veterinarians, before all this lockdown happened, I had just gotten my dog we go to the Avon Lake Animal Clinic, and she was due for a couple of shots. If I had waited even a couple more days, who knows what would have happened.
Yeah.
And everything's locked down. Hey, Joe in Philly, what's going on?
Yo, what up, guys?
How are you?
It's good to see you guys on this Freaky Friday live stream.
Yeah, right, and all dressed up and everything.
Yeah.
I assume you're in sweatpants, Joe.
That is exactly what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just want to say thank you, Mary. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's gone now. It's out there if you want to.
But I
Feels so
also
bad.
have a comment. Cody looks like that 20-year-old cousin who still does not know how to dress appropriately for weddings and certain formal occasions.
Poundcake, what do you wear when you're MC weddings? Like do you have kind of a performance uniform that you'll wear?
Sure.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you wear a tie?
No, I don't wear a tie.
Don't wear a tie. Because
No.
you want to be like, if you're the DJ, you want to be like a fun guy.
Yeah, I'm chill, and I will at the end of the night. I do have my shirt open, and the brides and the bridal party, they all love it because I'm on the dance floor dancing with them. So I'm sorry, I'm not giving you my wedding best today, but
you mean your wetting best?
My wetting best, but it is what it is. I'm pretty much essentially formal from the top up. I'm still wearing jeans, and I don't have a belt.
Have any suggestions for him, Joe?
He did really unbutton the top, so that's plus at least 2 more points. I think if he had maybe some nipple tassels, it may have jumped up another 3 or 4.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, but he's not going to be helicoptering in there, at least not for our benefit.
If you were so lucky to see that, Joe.
All right, well, shoot Joe some video and then send it to
I see
him.
what you're trying to do. What's he going to do for me? I'm not doing that for free.
Tell you what, I'm going to put him back on hold, and the two of you can discuss
No,
it.
it's fine. I don't have to have an OnlyFans. I got 2 jobs.
I got my own little helicopter I could do for you, Poundcake.
Yeah!
All right, talk to me.
Be safe.
All right, thank you. There's Joe out in Philadelphia. You'll notice that a lot of we are still here in the studio. We're 6 feet away, but we basically have the floor to ourselves after they scrubbed, this floor. And but a lot of people on television, especially, some of them are in the studio. They're at opposite ends of the big news desk, as it were. But a lot of the other people are at home, and so it's been very interesting to see television people in their natural habitat, where they have to set up a makeshift studio in their living room or in their basement or whatever. They've got the monitor behind them with the television logo. They're doing their own makeup. They're doing their own hair. I can't help but think, knowing how the CEOs of all these broadcast companies have to be salivating at the thought of how they can continue that after everything kind of gets back to normal. Like, why have you guys in the studio at all, you know? Why pay for a $2 million set redesign when who cares anyway, you know? The more you get used to seeing something, the less strange it becomes. But because these people are in their homes, they're not all single, and their kids aren't in school. So there are a lot of people who are having to contend with their kids being around. And if someone's dog walks into the shot, that's considered super humorous or whatever. Not so much with the kids, but people understand what's going on. There's a weather girl in Kentucky, and I think I tweeted this out earlier, but there's a weather girl in Kentucky. It's really funny because it's just basically her trying to do a weather cut-in, which is her job. But her kids are around. And so she's talking to them like, I can't do anything with you guys right now because I'm trying to work. Will you let me work? Just give me, I'll play the audio of it. But it's funny to watch too. She's pretty good looking. Jennifer Ketchmark is her name. She's a WCPO in Cincinnati. And she's like, it's incredibly frustrating trying to work from home with a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old.
I bet.
Right?
It's Connor. Mommy's trying to do a little bit of work. Can you let me finish my work? Hey, let me open them. Go upstairs so I can finish my work, okay? Hey, I got to record something real quick, okay? No, he's on the phone. Just give me 5, okay? I know, I need 5. He is on a call, okay? You cannot talk to Daddy right now. Give me a second, guys, okay? Go upstairs. 3, 2, pulling, water rise. Guys, go upstairs.
Poor
She's
woman.
in the middle.
Poor woman.
No, I love how they, and this is really probably the case with most moms. The kids have no problem bugging the mom.
Right.
But they don't want to walk in on dad, who's probably on a conference call in his sweatpants. She's like, guys, please
5
let
minutes.
me do this.
5 minutes.
It's
That's
like
all I need.
My wife's not doing television, but this is her at home, even when I'm home. Right? Even when I'm home. Maybe I get my daughter to play with me. Otherwise, she's like hanging on Gwen's legs. She's like, can I please get 5 minutes? You know?
Right.
Because when I go home, I'm ready to tap in. Mm-hmm. And lately, because I've been staying longer in the morning before I come in, that's been good. Like, she's more used to kind of hanging out with me in the morning. Whereas before, she didn't care because I was here all day long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With a critical... Connor, give Mommy a minute, please.
This poor woman going back and forth.
She wants to snap. I feel like you have to get
just
to a
have to-
Yeah,
point
because you want to go
where
into
you
mom mode, but you can't because
Yes,
you're on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you just want to be like, get upstairs.
So that's live, or that's just
No,
what she-
that's not live. She's trying. They're all trying
Yeah.
to record and send their package to the station or whatever. There's probably somebody back at the station recording, and they're like, okay, once you cut my kids out, hey, that 10-minute clip I just sent you, yeah, my weather report is 2 minutes in the middle there if you can chop out all the
Oh
kids.
my God.
She's like, guys, go upstairs.
You cannot talk to Daddy right now. Give me a second, guys, okay? Go upstairs. 3, 2, pulling, water rise. Guys, go upstairs.
Did you see the one with the girl in Florida who was in her kitchen doing a report and
Yeah.
dad comes down the
Yeah,
hall,
taking
big
his shirt
fat
off,
gut out
yeah.
because her mom's filming her? It's really, I mean, thankfully
wonderful time.
thankfully with technology you can do these things.
Yeah.
But the behind the scenes stuff is bananas. So she's down there in Cincinnati. Somebody wrote me, speaking of Cincinnati, because Kentucky's right across the border, yes? Right across
Right
the
there.
river or whatever. Somebody wrote me and he was like, man, this girl, he goes, if you want to hear an Eastern Kentucky accent, check this girl out. This is a girl on Facebook who does makeup tutorials. I don't know why so many women think that other girls don't know how to do their makeup. I can't believe how many makeup tutorials there are.
Because there's so many that get views.
Well, and because we don't. I'm not even going to lie to you. I mean, the only thing I do...
You look fine.
The only thing I do is my eyes, though. I don't put anything on my face. I don't contour.
But if you
I
had
don't have
to,
I
you
would
probably
have
know how to.
No clue. If someone was like, give me a full face contour, I wouldn't even know what product to start with.
Ask
Okay.
a drag queen, because men know better than women.
Right, well, I would...
Well, that's why
yeah.
like Jeffree Star is one of the biggest people on YouTube, right? Like makeup wise.
Yeah, he's the makeup king.
Yeah, except right now he's beefing with a 10-year-old, so
He's
that shows you where he is.
He's an idiot. I
Yeah.
don't like him at all, but people like the way he paints his face.
But also, if you didn't know how to do something, you could go to YouTube and you could type up a contouring video and you could watch Kim Kardashian or someone, right?
Right.
But after that, it's the people who do it like every day. All right, today I'm going to show you. Anyway, listen to this girl. This is, by the way, part of a 2-hour video. I don't know what she's doing for 2 hours.
2 hours.
I think part of it is they just sit there and talk shrimp and then get into the makeup part. I think this girl's probably bored.
Probably going through the products, and this is why I use this brand, and this is the type of brushes. And
she's kind of cute, but man, the voice.
Do you know I've got something on my back that is itching me to death, and I don't know what it is. Sissy was like that the other night, but I've already pulled a tick. Ticks is already out, y'all. I may see. I feel like my hair's curled in too much. Like I got one side. I'm gonna call it a duck tail, but I've got one side that like curls in and the other side flips out.
Okay, so 2 hours. Anyway, I mean, that is, I assume if you're local, you know what she's talking about there.
Really tough to listen
And that's
to.
not an old woman. This girl's kind of cute. Looks like she's probably maybe 21, 22.
I don't want to marry somebody that has that accent.
That's hard to understand almost.
To the untrained ear,
I think
which
it's sexy.
I include myself.
You
Do
think
you
that's
really?
sexy?
Sexy.
So sexy.
Sexy.
Incredibly.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I think Bill's kidding.
No, I'm not.
Do you think that's sexy?
Yeah.
I like a little southern twang or a draw, but that is like...
I want him to be interested. Like, I want him to sound like a cousin might catch their eye.
That's hot to you.
Do you know I've got something on my back that is
That's her saying, I've got something on my back, which is itching me.
I thought she
I've
said
got
bite.
something on my back.
I thought she
Do
said
you know I've got something on my back
Back.
that is itching me to death, and I don't know what it is. Sissy was like that the other night.
It's Foxy, huh, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So
all
she
right.
said Sissy was looking at it the other night.
The other night, yeah. And by the way, Poundcake, I think you probably have next to no worries about marrying someone who sounds like that. I don't think your paths will ever cross.
Why do you say that?
Where are you going to run into somebody from Eastern Kentucky?
In Cincinnati.
Do you spend a lot of time in Cincinnati?
I've been all over Ohio. I could. That's not a problem. And I'm not going to stay here forever.
You're going to go to Cincinnati.
Wherever I get a job.
Okay, there you go. Then when you are awash in Eastern Kentucky accents, just steer clear of that one.
Well, like I don't want to sound bad, but this is my opinion, so this is what I think. It just sounds ignorant. And I know that doesn't make you an ignorant person, but that accent, it just gives the illusion of ignorance.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, if that was your doctor talking to you, you'd feel a little weird.
Yeah.
You know, Doc, how am I?
Give
Do you
me
know
that.
I've got something on my back that is itching me to death, and I don't know what it is.
Today,
So anyway,
Hey, man,
let
that
me...
scalpel.
I love
That
all
near
the extra
scalpel.
syllables. I like...
You like
this
all
is
of it.
someone that takes the language and just freestyles with it.
It's like molasses, the way
Yeah.
she speaks. She's really having a good time. Anyway,
Today, yeah.
we've got $1,000 here for you, about a dozen times a day, and then 3 times on Saturday and Sunday. So be listening for those two, not just confined to weekdays anymore. $1,000 for you to win. Good luck.
Rover's Morning Glory wants to help with a chance at $1,000. We have your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the nationwide keyword MONEY, MONEY, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's MONEY to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
I was actually, speaking of Kentucky, I was reading a story about a college student in Kentucky. And listen, I think the intent on this is very sweet. I just think it is completely counterproductive to what people are trying to do. There's a college student who is making special face masks so that the hearing impaired can read your lips.
Whoa.
Whoa.
But that completely does away with what the masks are supposed to. You do realize you can breathe out your mouth, right? So she's got these. I mean, again, I get what she's doing, but I mean, if you're deaf and you're a lip reader, you're you're out of luck for a while. I don't know what to tell you.
So wait, how
It's got a big hole cut around the mouth.
But then what's the point of it?
That's my point.
okay, so I
Like,
thought
you
maybe
don't
she
just
put, like,
breathe through your nose.
I thought maybe she put some sort of
Kevlar.
no, like a clear fabric or something.
Not
that's
that
more
I can see.
sheer to do it, but it's just a hole.
Do you know what,
that's dumb.
What I honestly pictured was like, you know those things you have when you're a kid that you like put, they're like nails, but they're not, but you put your hand on it, it makes an imprint, but on your face. Do you know what I'm talking about? So when you would talk
Spencer Gifts, you get like the little pins
like
or whatever.
that.
People who are profoundly deaf who use ASL as their primary mode of communication, ASL is very big on facial expressions. That's part of the grammar. And if half of that is gone because you're wearing a mask, then half of what you're saying is being missed. Even in a time like this, people need to have that communication. If you're fine, if you're at home and you're not working, do something for someone else that will make you feel good and help someone out in the community.
I mean, I love the idea. She says that she makes them with plastic cutouts in the middle, but the pictures I saw, there weren't any in there. So maybe she took a photo of them before they were done. Mm-hmm. It makes sense that you would have something clear so that you could see. But I'm like, if you're just making masks with a hole cut out,
maybe it's that the plastic's that clear.
I mean, I know
maybe so.
Some deaf students I went to college with. They sometimes would just, because they weren't used to people, knowing all of like the grammar and stuff for sign language. They would just put their phone out. They would have a message typed on that, and then you would just erase what they said, and you would type back.
Are you pretty I guarantee I've asked you this before, but you're pretty fluent in ASL?
I can't say that I'm fluent, and especially not now.
But you were better. But you were better at it.
Yeah, I went up to level. I did 4 semesters of it, and I think you had to have like 6 or something like that to be an interpreter.
Was your sign language grammar better than your spoken grammar?
Hell if I know. How am I going to correct myself? I mean, I passed all my tests, if that's what you're asking.
But there weren't deaf people giving you quizzical looks all the time?
Mm-hmm. All of our teachers were deaf. I think I probably had one hearing teacher out of all the deaf classes I took. And I also took a course in deaf culture as well.
Boy, this is a golden age, by the way, for sign language interpreters. Because with all of these states doing all of these...
They make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know about money.
Well,
they're just getting out there.
They're just putting on great shows.
Great shows, and they all look different. I mean, weird looking. I saw one with like long, stringy hair. It was a guy, and he had like a goatee. I'm like, some of these guys are kind of rock starring themselves out because they're gesticulating and...
They're just trying to find, like,
having
who's
fun.
left.
The Ohio one looks like Mike DeWine as an old lady.
It does, yeah.
Like, it just looks like Mike DeWine's sister.
Yeah, I mean, when I found out how much they make, my jaw dropped because it was like... I mean, they're in demand. Like, they need it. That is a job that is going to be sought after. You're always going to have
But it's also like
people.
a gig thing, right? Where they're making money on that one press conference, but it's not like they're doing it
I don't
that much.
I don't know. It's probably like an agency thing. I'm sure you probably belong to one organization,
right, but I'm saying,
and
like,
then they put you in these
and they're going to
places.
put you in different situations where, they're going to book you out, but it's not like every day right now you're
not
getting...
on salary or anything like that.
Right now you're getting a lot of gigs, but... I'm sure it's not always that much.
You can get consistent gigs. Cause I remember we had an interpreter in high school with us.
But it's very competitive, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But if you get a good one, you're making a pretty penny.
Well, because I imagine that the demand outstrips the supply right now, too, of those people. Speaking of masks, Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, is the guy who has been front and center in this coronavirus response. He's the guy that is spending minute after minute and hour after hour on television and talking to people about what to do and what not to do. Highly respected in his field. And they're having a lot of conversations with people about homemade masks. And whether or not, people are breaking out their sewing machines. We have a sewing machine at our house. And Gwen's like, I have to learn how to use that sewing machine.
Right.
Like, yeah, why not? Figure it out.
Well, certainly they're better than nothing. I don't think they could be potentially harmful. The only way they could be potentially harmful is if you assume that they're as good as the classic PPE, and they're not.
So not as good as your PPE. Yeah, you know me. But if you got to make one, you got to make one. I'm going to start wearing mine out. I'm going to wear my wintertime balaclava, Bill. I can't wear that because it's going to cover my whole head and it's going to be really, really hot. But I'll wear the little bandit thing we got in Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't have one of those anymore, but what I was thinking of doing is just cutting a sleeve off a T-shirt and using that.
Pulling it down over your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like not wrap it around your face, but like put
you
your head
through
through
the armhole. You can fit a T-shirt sleeve over your head?
I mean, I have huge biceps, Alan.
Oh, my God.
Wow, look at that.
No, I mean, it stretches out and it'll... You've never done that before?
Put a T-shirt... He says that like, everybody... What?
Well, maybe
You've never stretched a T-shirt sleeve over your head.
Your head goes through the wrong hole? Maybe when you're going to put your
not
t-shirt.
quite.
Wait,
It's
are you
just something-
asking if I've ever separated the sleeves and put them over my head, or if I ever put a T-shirt on the wrong way?
I'm asking if you've ever cut a T-shirt sleeve off and then used it as a mask.
I have never done that.
I feel like I've
What
done
is
it.
that?
I
What
feel like it's something that I
precipitates
would
that?
do when I worked for my dad, because when you'd have to mix certain chemicals, you needed a mask, and we didn't always have a mask, so we'd just rip a T-shirt sleeve off.
Well, that
and
makes
use
sense
that.
to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Necessity is the mother of invention. If we're just running around snipping T-shirt sleeves off and throwing them over our faces. I mean, I did have that crazy bank robbing phase in college.
Everybody has that phase.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I would take a legit bandana.
Right, because you want to play the role.
Yeah.
In college, I worked at a designer purse store. I worked for a Coach, and we had to wear like either a white. Our whole outfit had to be white, black, or gray. So we had to wear a button up, but we had to wear like a vest or a jacket or something over it. And one time I was day drinking before I had to go in, and I came home and I started to get ready, and I didn't like the way that my sleeves felt under my vest. So I just took scissors and cut the sleeves off of my dress shirt. And then when I put my vest on, I had cut them too short. So like the frills, it was like coming out of my vest, but I didn't have any other clean clothes, so I had to like use double-sided tape to tape my shirt.
My God.
And I went in, I was like, I had margaritas with lunch or something like that, and my friends were like, dude, you can't go to work looking like that. And I was like, I have nothing else to wear. Like, I have to wear this to work. And they're like, you're gonna get sent home. And I went in, and
You look like you just fought a badger.
my boss was like, is everything all right? I was like, I wanted to cut the sleeves off, and she made me go buy another shirt at the mall. She was like, go to Express or somewhere and buy another shirt.
Having a rough day, man. I got to cut the sleeves off my shirt.
That's why I was dating.
I was definitely day drinking, yeah.
Oh, boy. Dr. Fauci was also on Fox and Friends talking about there's this drug called hydroxychloroquine or something like that, and some doctors said it's been used for malaria. Somebody put this bug in Trump's ear a couple of weeks ago, and he just said, fine, cool, I don't care, and glommed onto it, and now that's all Fox and Friends is pushing, even though, I think maybe Dr. Oz said something about it. I don't know. But they got Dr. Fauci over there on Fox asking him about it.
The final percentage was 37% of the doctors said that hydroxychloroquine was the most effective treatment against COVID-19. Now, here in the United States right now, only about 23% of the doctors prescribe it, which is far less than other countries.
So that was not a very robust study. It is still possible that there is a beneficial effect. But the study that was just quoted, on a scale of strength of evidence, but getting back to what you said just a moment ago, that X percent, I think you said 37% of doctors feel that it's beneficial. We don't operate on how you feel. We operate on what evidence is and data is.
Ooh, they don't like to hear that over at Fox. Oof. The F your feelings crowd. So he's like, yeah, that 37%, hate to break it to you guys, not a big number.
That's not a lot at all.
Not a lot of people. But you realize what he's doing. That's a message for Trump. It's not for us. Because he knows he can't tell Trump that he's a pinhead to his face. So he tells him through Fox, because he knows he watches it all the time. Just like the anchors are talking, it's an audience of one. So Fauci goes, yeah, I'll go on. I'll talk about whatever. But I'm talking to one guy. Get off the hydroxychloroquine.
It's not real.
It's real, but there's no consensus whatsoever on what,
What you're saying isn't real. It's not true.
Yeah. And the way these things work, you're not going to have some miracle cure that comes out tomorrow. It takes a long time to test all these things.
You see the video of I don't know how the hell this person collected these, or I don't know. But I was just watching video of people walking out of a house in Brooklyn where a person had hoarded close to 1 million of those N95 masks. Had just purchased them over a long period of time, I guess on Amazon or something. They carted off boxes that they said had close to 1 million N95 masks.
Why would they
that somebody
have
had
those?
hoarded. Gloves, gowns, and other medical supplies after a guy in Brooklyn was caught hoarding the equipment.
God, I hate people.
But he couldn't have done this recently. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you even buy that stuff right now on
No, not
Amazon?
right. That's what I mean.
So
he had to
he's
have been doing this before.
But I understand that. But why wouldn't he immediately say, "Oh,
Hey, I got all this stuff,
I
yeah.
volunteer. 1 million people could help a hell of a lot of people in New York.
You
even
don't
in New York.
you don't pay for this stuff and hoard it because you want to give it away.
What's
you want
that?
I wonder what he was preparing for.
To sell it at 500 times the price. But then all these websites are like, you can't price gouge people and all that. It's like the dudes that bought all the hand sanitizer in their state. They were going to screw everybody and charge them whatever. And the state was like, can't do it. Sorry. So they're stuck with all the hand sanitizer. So these people go in, the cops go in and the CDC or whatever, and they find out that this guy's got 1 million masks. Got arrested for hoarding, but the report said he's arrested for lying to the FBI and then coughing on them. So I guess he wasn't wearing one of the masks at the time.
And these people that are coughing on produce and just like trying to downplay the whole
death
thing.
Penalty. Should get the death penalty.
Yeah, they're just really scummy people. Like I saw a video of a guy that was like walking into an elevator and like licks his hand and then rubs it all over the buttons. It's just like, what is wrong with you? Like even if there's not a pandemic right now, it's just a scummy thing to do, to just not care about people like that.
Death penalty. All right, listen. I got a break.
What's the Beth penalty?
The what?
Is that what you said?
I said, yes, Beth penalty, Bill.
Which is?
You've met Beth, all right? You have to go to dinner with her when all this clears up. You got to, not your sister,
okay,
another Beth.
The one from the song?
Yes. I hear you calling, and I'm not coming home right now. How do you like that, Beth? All right, listen. 35192 if you want to text, AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch us in all of our resplendent glory. Or you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And every